Alright guys, I'm here back with more Final Fantasy VII Remake. Continuing on, we'll just start chapter 10.
Tifa?
So, Bailey, Devon, they're going to also
We have
talk
to get
with
back to
David
the
in the middle of
slums
this
right now.
conversation.
Yeah.
And David comes in and says, look, I don't think the video's going to be used. I would talk to
I
Memphis.
didn't want to drag
And they
Eric
want to
into all
figure out
this.
where the Franzel backdoor
She'll
idea
understand.
So there's a different
came
cutscene
from.
play depending on
How do
which one you
you
pick
know?
first.
They think that it's maybe being
I saved
floated
her.
around as a way to
She
test
saved me.
if information is getting around.
Round and round it goes.
They ask David, look, is this it?
And that's all there is to it.
Are you with us?
Sure there isn't
And he
something
says,
else going
yes,
on?
this is the final three. And they say, you haven't been pulled into anything else. You got
Damn
nothing
it.
else going on. And he goes, well, Nicole and Kevin talked to me. And this is interesting
boss
to me
battle.
again. Nicole and Kevin, that was kind of a thing. It's a very small thing. Interestingly, they do not tell, David does not
Fuck
tell
is
them
that?
about Tyler in particular, who he is very tight with. He's keeping that under wraps. He's not told them anything about that. He has told Tyler about Devon and Bailey. He's also not really telling them about his relationships with, Cody and Enzo and things like that. So, interesting. I do think he's looking at them. I mean, he talks all the time about how important it is for
Go.
them.
You bet! Bring it on!
Representation in maybe his I think
Bring it on!
So long. Don't overdo it.
Here goes! It's your turn! Okay, let's go! Come on!
It's not aggressive enough, I don't feel like I mean, essentially whatever character you're not playing.
One more shot!
I guess it's constant.
Finish him off!
I think
Here! This one's for you!
No, fuck off. This is what I'm aiming to do. There we go.
Freeze! And one more shot! Here! Come on!
I think it's also very possible that all the picture it's
No, it just happened like 2 seasons ago. In Survivor, I'm talking about, not Big Brother. Big Brother's never happened. Oh, fuck off.
Go on!
talks to Enzo, and she lets Enzo know, look, no matter what happens,
This one's for you!
I've got you.
That's it! No more games!
But there were literally there were 4 black people making it to the merge in the Idols. Right. Yeah, plus also, actually, I think the Idols is a really diverse cast.
You've got this! Get him!
It's like, thinking through it, it was like what we had at the merge. So, we had, what, Jamal, Aaron, Missy, and Lauren. I don't think that's a shame that all the people that made it to the end were not the color. With the exception of, I mean, obviously Lauren got 4th, Nora got 3rd. That's like, final 2 were 2 white guys, 5th place was Janet.
After you.
I'll show you what I can do.
I forgot, which one is it? Is it? Oh no, this is our limit, isn't it? Yeah, that's her limit. Never mind.
Sorry about that. One more shot!
Christmas, and Christmas really like plays up to the fact that like, oh, I could have been an option for Memphis, which is fine. I'm okay with the
Stay strong and carry on. Get him! Can you handle that? Keep it up!
Ooh, that's all that. So I haven't checked my YouTube channel today. It's 12 o'clock now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, my one-time player video just can't perform that well, but whatever. It's about 1,300 views right now.
Bailey says she's not going to jump on a sinking ship. And Christmas is like, yeah, I just
There
feel
it
like I'm
goes.
being included as a shield, like that disposable.
Do you think it
like,
lives down here,
why did
or-
it take you so long to approach
It's probably
me?
Corneo's
Once I
pet.
start winning things, now you
We were
know
dinner.
my value. No. I appreciate the people that wanted me before I was winning things.
You don't believe that crazy story of his, do you? Shinra wouldn't sacrifice a whole sector just to take out Avalanche, would they?
She's all in her
Destroying
head, she's
part of
already
the city,
won, like-
killing all those people just to get at us?
Ah, shit.
I don't know. Is Corneo the kind of guy who'd make up shit just to screw with you?
Maybe like Christmas is somehow
I wouldn't put it past him.
19 victories count as like
But
10
if
victories.
he was
It's like
telling
one
the
like
truth-
10 HOHs, 10 vetoes or whatever.
And there's still a chance he was, isn't there? Then we should go.
It's like, yeah,
And if it turns out he was lying, then
Sorry,
so
moving
what?
around a bit here.
job is somehow being interested by a lot of people.
Tifa.
I really think that, like, she's one of those people where I can't really imagine someone just because, like, she's sitting in a future, like, next to, like, unless next to Cody, she actually survives the transition at this point. She has good
Okay.
friendships with a lot of people now.
Francis is going to talk with Devon. Devon asks her about the fact that like she keeps hearing that her, Cody, and Danny are working.
I'm pretty sure we can use these tunnels to make our way back to Sector 7. The sewers under Sector 6 and 7 should be connected. If you get in trouble, just follow the stench.
Another one of those lessons?
An avalanche thing, actually. We use them to move around the Undercity in emergencies.
Together.
Sure we're
and
not
she
lost?
says it's true.
Positive.
Francis says
There
no.
should be a big waterway just up
And
ahead.
Dave says, look, if
Let's
it is
find
true,
out first.
I want
Lead
in.
the way.
And Francis says, look, here's what I'll tell you. I'm cool with Danny and Cody, and you, and like Ian. And Dave's like, oh, can we solidify something there? And she's like, yeah, totally. It's just like, and I like Bailey too, but the only thing is that she's really good now. And look, I'm worried about that
Just
too,
like that,
actually.
okay?
I gotcha.
And Devon asks, was Ian close to Janelle? And Franzel says, I'm actually not sure. I don't know. And then Franzel says that it tells Day that about the Janelle spreading the rumor with Rachel Riley about the crying to get on the show. Yeah, Day's like, oh, I did hear that. And Franzel says that she's been hearing Janelle has Day and Bay in her back pocket. And Day's like, oh, no. She might have Bailey, but not me. And when I talk to Bailey, here's the thing too, when I talk to Bailey, I feel like she leaves out certain details about Janelle when we talk, so I am a little bit concerned about that, but you have nothing to worry about with me.
Undercity isn't exactly the prettiest
Yeah, like,
place.
why do people
and
keep
we're
bringing up
underground,
Bailey and
so-
Janelle? I get that they work out together and they're as subtle as a shotgun in terms of their, like, masking their alliance, but it's not like they're the only alliance in the world. It's like, I really like Nicole Franzel's gameplay, but if I took a shot every time she mentioned the word Janelle, I'd be drunk before 2 p.m. It's like, it's just, I don't know, it's just like Janelle, the Janelle is real, and honestly, like, it's just one of those things where I think if Nicole Franzel would just take a second to not be so terrified of Janelle and Rachel Riley's existence, she might realize that, like, Tyler is actually a huge threat who's creating, like, yes, Tyler has a bond with you, but he also has a bond with Christmas, also with David, also with Cody. Like, there are big
This won't take long.
than Janelle, even though she's like,
I mean, like the thing about
Keep those
Janelle, like,
gloves up.
because Janelle is very fun, but like a lot of people in the house do have a reason to be gunning for Janelle, including you know, like the only people that came into the house with Janelle like on their brain as a target were Danny and Franzel. Everybody else who is like against Janelle has a good reason. Like Kevin has a good reason. Janelle came for him hard. You know, even like Cody, Tyler, Enzo, like all of these people that like Janelle has talked about targeting and tried to put a target on their backs. Janelle has been very messy with her gameplay and who she's talked to and the kind of information that she's revealed. Like it's kind of fair. Like everybody else, again, Danny and Franzel came in this way, but everybody else like had to learn it because of the game that Janelle kind of was put into, but also has played. Except for maybe Nicole Anthony, who really should have nothing against Janelle.
Well, you know who is aligned with Janelle, probably has the same reads as Janelle, has the same targets as Janelle, but is not like as like talked about as Janelle? Kesa. Like Daddy was right when he said, no, Janelle was made Final 3 twice. Like this is what happens every single time. You take out Kesa early and then Janelle manages to like squeaking by. But to me, like, I feel like Danny's right in that Kesa and Janelle are so tightly like aligned that their targets and their allies are, I think, at this point almost exactly the same or very similar.
I
So
can't
why
imagine
not
any way they
keep
could
the
profit
bigger,
from it.
like, huge
It's gonna
polarizing
cost them a
person?
fortune to rebuild.
Corneo's lying. He's gotta be. Guys like him do it all the time out of habit.
Okay.
And then like weaken her by taking out her
Fuck.
final.
Well, that's what happens every time, and then she makes Final 3.
But not if we use the skeleton key Jesse made.
Huh. Does this mean it's in the water?
We'll see.
You gotta be careful of that strategy.
Yeah.
So Nicole is gonna talk with Kevin. That she had a conversation earlier with Janelle about the votes,
Lots of power to Janelle,
votes to
alright.
keep her. Who they can get. Can they get Memphis to use the veto? You know, they're counting votes. Janelle is like, I'm gonna try and talk to Bay Day and try to get them to vote for you. And so Nicole took that conversation and went to Kevin and said, I think Janelle is playing me. I think Janelle is trying to secretly get me out. If Day and Bay don't vote for me and Janelle is playing me like that, like, that's it. Like these two, Janelle and Kaser, they think they're God's gift to the game, and I'm gonna win HOH next week. I'm gonna put them on the block, and one of them is going home.
If you win HOH,
I'll protect you.
which
I'm
implies
pretty
that
good at
you'll
protecting
stay.
myself, you know.
That's like a lot of, you know, assumptions that, you know what they say, I'm gonna do, and that's the case. I mean, I guess I agree with you, I do think that, like, a lot of the bad things not really like that.
Yes.
However,
That's a
the
win.
game is kind of like quicksand. She is sinking, and the more she's struggling, the faster she's sinking. And I think at this point, it's kind of almost like a done deal. I think I don't see a lot of scenarios where necessarily Nicole Anthony stays, and that's partially because she somehow blames Janelle and Kesa for everything, when in reality, Danny is causing more issues.
Well, I actually see it slightly differently. I actually feel like her mistaken disdain for Janelle and Kaser is actually her only chance of staying. And then if Cody and his people see Nicole and David as interchangeable in terms of anti-Janelle, then they actually have the option of changing their minds, and there might actually be a little bit of incentive to do that. I still think it's very unlikely at this point, but we'll talk about it as we get later in the day.
Maybe even like BB21, where she's like blindsided into staying.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like a larger group is like saying, well, let's use her to like go after like the Nick and Bella.
Mm-hmm.
And like, sorry, Star and Janelle, you guys are definitely not Nick and Bella, but in like this
Okay, is it
whole
on the other
like
side then?
situation, that might be a rationale to keep her maybe, to like go after their version of Nick and Bella.
Yeah. So, Day talks to Kevin, and she kind of tries to set him straight a little bit here about the situation, because he's like, yeah, Janelle and Case are like, you know, they're trying to get Nicole out. And she's like, no, Janelle and Case are trying to keep Nicole, but they don't have the votes. And he's like, wait.
Oh, I didn't see this one.
They're trying to keep, but she doesn't. What? Yeah. Yeah. Day's also going to talk with Danny. And so something that happened off the feeds that we did not see is that Danny went up to Tyler. So Day went to Danny. Hold on, let me rewind. This is the start of something that is very important, but also a little bit confusing. So I'm going to try and walk you guys through this. Yesterday I talked about Danny and Tyler having a conversation where, Day and Tyler having a conversation where Day proposed a group of people potentially working together. And Tyler ended up talking to Bailey about it and Enzo about it, and it was, you know, it was out there in the ether. And so today, the day we're talking about, Day approached
I know
Danny.
this place. Sector 7 should be just on the other side of this waterway.
So this is where Sector 6 ends.
And where Sector 7 begins. Once we cross over, we can start looking for a way back to the surface.
Might be harder than you think.
Let's just try to make our way down this tunnel. See if we can't use those gates to clear a path. We can do this. We'll figure it out. Yeah, for sure.
About this group of people. And she went to Danny and said, hey, Tyler approached me about working together. Why don't we do something about this? And Danny was like, great, I like Day, I like Tyler, this is another thing that we can do. So Danny went to Tyler and said, kind of joking around, like, hey, I hear you're trying to start more things.
Fuck.
And Tyler was like, excuse me?
No surprises
I'm not
there.
trying to start anything. What are you hearing? And Danny was like, what do you mean? And this is a complete reenactment because we didn't see this. Danny was like, what do you mean? I'm hearing that you're trying to start a new thing. And he's like, that is a lie. What are you talking about? Like that, who told you that? And Danny did not tell him. She was like, you know who told me that? He was like, no, I don't. Who told you that? And then the conversation got interrupted, and then they ended up talking again, and he was like adamantly denying it. And this is all from Danny's retell, where she like really overemphasizes how crazy Tyler got. We see a little bit later how crazy he actually got, which is not really crazy, I guess, in terms of like Tyler being usually very laid back. And so
it's my turn?
yeah. So Danny now goes back to Day, and she says, so I talked to Tyler about the group that you talked about, and he adamantly denied that he started this. He was the one that approached you, right? And Day was like, doubling down on her lie. She lied about that, just in case you missed that earlier, that Day was the one that approached Tyler, but Day then said to Danny that Tyler is the one that approached her. Now, I think we go to the Day and Bay conversation where Day said that she was going to try and get some information out of Danny and test her and stuff, that this was Day's way of trying to test Danny to see if she was going to then go and reveal any information to somebody like Tyler, and she did. And so I think this is Danny failing Day's test. But she then doubles down on the lie, and here, like, she had.
Fuck, I'm back to where it was.
Danny was like, "Did I misinterpret that? Did you not tell me that Tyler started this thing?" And that was Day's opportunity to clear herself, to absolve herself of this, and say, "Oh no, yeah, I didn't mean to imply that. That I approached him. We talked about it together. And then everything might have been fine from there. But they decided to just kind of like double down and let it happen. And so Danny starts going off. She's like, oh my god, he lied to me. He kept lying to me over and over. He was freaking out. He's getting so defensive. This is why I didn't like him on his season. When something doesn't go wrong, doesn't go right for him, he freaks out. He can't handle it. This is so typical Tyler.
Confirmation bias.
Yes.
Confirmation bias. And to go back to the doubling down thing, let's just
There we go, I
take a
think.
page from our favorite book and to understand why it's not good to double down. J.K. Rowling's entire existence proves that when you get caught in some mess,
There we go.
what you don't do is double down on it. So Jay, what are you doing? I mean, but I will thank her though for giving us, juicy feed, because thanks to, Jay's, little fingering, we have like, something lit, and what's brewing between Tyler and Danny is tension. And what we're about to witness is like my least favorite Captain America movie, Civil War.
Won't be
I'll
tough.
find these
Danny is the new talk with Randall, and Randall lets Danny know that he made some commitment about another alliance. And they're like, oh my god, this is just so alliance. We can't say it. We have to say it.
You're good.
Worked up a good sweat.
Oh man, this is confusing. How many alliances do we have? We've got us two. The real alliances is us two, the core four, and then Memphis' thing minus Memphis. That's the real thing. Then there are a bunch of other things that we have to keep track
All
of.
right. Now we should be
We
able
don't
to
have
get
names
across.
for any of these things yet. It's like a billion alliances. Oh my god, this is so annoying. And so
I'll go
they're
first,
worried about
okay?
that. And Danny is annoyed that Cody keeps joking that she's like, playing the entire house. Just don't put that in people's heads because it's real.
I can't stop thinking
and
about what
people are gonna
Corneo
start to
said.
think that it's real.
I
People
know.
keep, in this conversation, they
Me
kept saying,
too.
like, real, what's real, like, what's not real, what's real,
It's
what's
gotta
not
be a
real.
trick.
You know what this
There's no
proves
way
to me?
they'd go
It
that
proves to me
far.
that Paris and Kayla were geniuses on
But-
their season by calling the Alliance the
But
real
what if
deal.
Corneo really
Putting
was
the word
telling the
real
truth?
into the
We have
actual
to get there
name
in
instead
time
of
to stop
numbers.
it.
It's like,
We have to.
now we know what
Right.
we know, what we know we know.
Eric,
So,
what are you
then
not telling me?
Tyler comes in and they talk again, and
Guys, come on.
Tyler's
gotta
like,
keep
like,
moving.
Who
Coming.
told you that I wanted to start
I'll go
an
first.
alliance? And Danny just keeps it. Tyler, and he's like, I don't know. Tell me who said this. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, Tyler, It's like,
Okay, Eric.
Oh my
Your
god, I
turn.
swear I don't
On
know
my
what you're
way.
talking about. She's like,
Here we go.
guess. He's like, Janelle? No.
I thought I was watching an episode of, like, Everybody Loves Raymond, where, like, Deborah is, like, scolding Ray. It's like, you see it in, like, a lot of relationships
Almost there.
where there's, like, the girlfriend. It's like, saying, that's what I'm mad about. And Tyler's like, is it the dishes? No. Is it the fact that it's
That was close.
take the car out for washing?
That was a really long
No.
cutscene
Why
for
haven't you
no
done this
reason.
car washing yet? It's
Least
like,
I could do.
Tyler's not a mind reader.
Hear that,
Like, what
Cloud?
is he? Like, Alakazam? Why are you testing him like that? I just...
Okay.
Come on.
Okay,
Tension is brewing.
So
Okay,
he finally guesses
fine.
day, and she's like, yes. And he's like, oh my god, like, she's trying to test you. Like, she's giving you information to see, like, what your reaction will be. Like, this is all a test. It's a lie that I started this. Like, she came to me.
Focus.
And Danny is like,
Still
okay.
thinking about the plate?
But listen, Tyler, the thing that you have to understand is that
The
it doesn't
future
matter. It doesn't matter if you
set in
approached her
stone.
or she approached
That's
you.
That's
what I always tell
Danny's
myself.
straight.
Yeah? I hope you're right.
How about this then? Think of something fun. After saving Sector 7...
Yeah, this is all depressing knowing that she's gonna die.
I'm gonna
like,
go shopping. Topside. I'll buy stuff
Sure.
for the bar. Decorations. Coasters.
Can I come?
You'd better.
Then it's a date.
why are they like such close friends already? I mean, I guess they would know each other, right?
He'll be our pack chocobo.
What was that about me?
Nothing.
Like, to be honest, a lot of this storyline kind of confuses me because I know part of the like background,
Huh? No
and it's
way.
like I know Aerith is connected to a character that's obviously important to Cloud, and a character that's important to Tifa too, right? So it's like, do they know each other? Like, did
I agree. Okay. One,
He's like, they act as if they don't, but it's like, they should, right? Like, I mean, I know, like, Cloud lost his memories
Sorry about
and that
that.
sort of stuff, so it's like,
No
I
need to
understand
be.
Cloud not recognizing, but, like, Aerith and Tifa should know each other, right? And, like, Aerith should know about Cloud, right? Maybe? Maybe not. Yeah, actually, now I think about it, probably not. But I think Aerith and Tifa should know each other.
Does not believe Tyler in this situation.
Maybe not.
She's
Maybe
just
not.
like,
I don't
get
fucking know.
over yourself, Tyler. It doesn't matter who started it. Let's just work together. We both agree that we like Day, so let's just work together in this group. And Tyler's like, I get that. I get that. Like, we both like Day and we want to work with her, but she's trying to test you. She doesn't trust you, and I don't know if she trusts me because she's doing this to you, and it's a lie.
So let's get into a
I
fight.
did not do this. I just want that we're supposed to be on the same page about this. I'm just like, you know what? You know what? I probably misinterpreted today. It was probably my fault. So, probably wasn't the thing. And they both kind of come away from this conversation like clearly like not trusting each other at all. And it's very messy.
Have we been here?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it will happen. Like the scene has been like planted.
Yeah, 100% there's gonna be a Danny Tyler war at some
When, like,
point.
Danny
Right?
and Tyler are gonna like
Just a
actually
matter of
start
when.
getting shot at each other.
I think it won't happen until
Like,
Don't
June.
hold back.
let's say simultaneously putting Tyler up
Final time now.
and being like
Fuck.
Yes. So, Kaser, Janelle, and Memphis talked for a while about like,
I'll take care of them. Sorry, but I gotta.
Players, they're so sensitive nowadays. They're all
They kill for a
crying. They
shower.
can't take a few little insults here and there. Janelle is really on this train of just like, God, these people are so sensitive. She's gonna be super annoyed with Day and Bay later too because they won't vote out David. So Danny talks to Cody.
This won't
and she
take
fills
long.
him in on this Tyler Day madness. Danny tells him the whole story, and he's like, and she's like, Tyler thinks
That's
that
a
Day is
win.
testing me. And Cody's like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. He's like, no, Cody, you don't understand. Tyler is lying. He is definitely the liar. This is exactly what he did in his season.
Wait.
Cody's like, are you sure that Tyler is the liar in this fight? She's like, 100% sure. He is definitely lying. He got so defensive. It was so obvious. And then in the next breath, she says, and another thing, Franzel told me that that Day approached her with an alliance, and I was like, how are you not putting the pieces together? That in one day, Tyler says Day approached him about an alliance. Franzel says Day approached her about an alliance. Put those pieces together, Danny. But she's not doing it at this moment. They both don't like this Franzel Nicole, this Franzel Day thing.
Yeah, I think I did go the wrong way, right?
But again, they can't say no. They're just like, oh my God, the diagrams of alliance. They have like 20 alliances. The difference of one member in each one. It's they can't keep it all in their heads.
like Danny like got
It's on you.
I'm coming. All set.
But if you just start telling yourself enough lies on time and stop believing it. It's like Danny, I believe that
Get him,
Danny
you're on.
believed that how Tyler's a liar. I fully believe.
Oh, she did, yeah.
Nothing to it.
She's like, keep telling yourself that, you know, that this is the Tyler's the devil, Tyler's the devil, Tyler's the devil, and eventually, you know, you created yourself the
is all
BB
dead.
devil.
Yeah, so they also talk about how they need to keep David because Nicole might be mad at Janelle and Kaser right now, but they could easily just mend that fence
Guess I got
if she
it.
stays. Danny says that she's been encouraging Nicole to call out Kaser and Janelle and spill a bunch of that information. And Cody's like, oh my God, this is so devious and so smart. She'll blow up their spot, and then we'll still
I'll
vote her
take care of them.
out.
I think we're almost done.
Once Nicole leaves, they feel like they'll be able to pull in Kevin, and that's going to be their new game plan. They're going to spend a lot of time working Kevin this week, knowing that they're voting out Nicole, and without Nicole, Kevin will have no one, and they'll be able to pull Kevin, and he is very anti-Janelle and Kaser, and so that works out pretty well for them.
Why is he so, like, I get that Janelle was campaigning against
Well, I
him,
mean,
but, like,
Janelle actively
at
campaigned.
this point,
She
he
campaigned
goes over
against
the
him.
point.
She called him a useless floater. She said that he was a liar and can't be trusted. And then this week, she continually talks about how useless he is in the game, how much she hates him, and he definitely gets that vibe.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
like,
makes 100% sense
still,
that
like,
Kevin's
I
coming
get that
after
you're right, but
you
there's
know,
a part
he's-
of me which is still saying like, God, I
Look,
just wish you
that
guys
must
would
be the
stop
way
hating
out.
each other. I'm like that girl in like Mean Girls who's like, I just want to bake a cake full of rainbows.
There must be some way we can lower the water level.
Yeah, and
Alright,
now,
well, we'll end
now
here.
that he hates her, she's getting the vibe that he hates her, and she's hearing that he
next
hates
episode,
her, and so it's like
continue on.
furthering this. They
What
just,
time is
literally,
it?
they just need to
It's
sit
12:30,
down and
okay.
talk.
Well, at least
and they
do
would
an episode
realize that
or
their
two
interests are completely aligned. But they both are like too strong-willed
Yeah.
to do it.
For now, thanks for
So,
watching.
and in the meantime.